Hello and welcome back to another episode on the channel. I'm just reacting to a political guy on YouTube.
So long. Nigel Farage loves the media and the media loves Nigel Farage. It's a symbiotic relationship. He delivers them clicks and likes and revenue, and they provide him with an unchallenged platform. And because of that, you end up with situations where people love Nigel Farage without actually understanding what he stands for or who he is. And here is a perfect example of that. Now, fortunately, in this clip, a young man stands up or interrupts and corrects the record when it comes to the facade of Farage. Have a listen.
That's the problem with Nigel Farage, is that he's not actually genuine. Like he likes to pass off that he's genuine, but he's not. Because if he was genuine, he would be like, look, the current rules, laws and regulations were enforced because of Brexit, and I started Brexit, so I feel responsible to fix the mess I have created. That would be fine. That would be fine. But he doesn't take accountability for his actions in any way whatsoever. Like, he's literally the Guy Fawkes of November 5th when it comes to Brexit. He is the Guy Fawkes. So you can't absolve him of responsibility. It's not possible. It's not possible.
Is there anyone else that you think might be doing a good job right now or could do a good job in that role?
I really like Reform.
And what do you think about their leader?
Yeah, I like him. I didn't, but it was I'm a Celebrity that turned my head for night.
Oh, I knew it. Women's head got turned because of a fucking TV show. That's exactly why he went on there. That's literally exactly why Nigel Farage went on there, was to trick women like that.
Not gonna lie, I really saw a different side to him, and I think he's very misunderstood.
Misunderstood? No, you misunderstand him, lady. You misunderstand him. You don't realise he's just an extreme Tory. That's all he is a very, very extreme Tory.
Okay, don't worry, we'll get to the part in a moment. You can see the guy on the left with the glasses. He's our hero in this video. But just let that marinate in your mind for a moment. This lady had a different opinion of Nigel Farage. She saw him on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, or whatever the name of the show is.
Where there's a stage in the middle of the jungle and they make it look like it's outside, but it's not outside. It's a stage. It's literally just acting. A bunch of actors acting on a stage in the middle of a jungle. That's what I'm a Celebrity is. And you all fell for his shit.
And this turned it around for her. This convinced her that Nigel Farage is somebody you should vote for. I have no hair left because I keep tearing it out. Because I'm of the idea that you should vote based on policy, not on personality. And
yeah, try telling that to a woman. Try telling that to a woman.
Fortunately, so many people vote based on personality and not on policy, and then wake up one morning and go, why the hell is the country in such a state? Why have all the public services been run into the ground? They voted for Boris Johnson in 2019 because they liked his style. People are voting for Nigel Farage based on a TV show. Once again, Farage is perfect at manipulating the media, and the media love it. They go along with this. Anyway, let's get to the important part.
I think he's more relatable to the people, to the average person, where some politicians at the present seem far removed. They're so in another world because they're usually public school educated. They can't relate to the average person.
Nigel Farage was
Sorry.
public school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whereas actually Keir Starmer is working class, but he does present that. So Nigel Farage puts on this image of being one of the people, but actually he could have went.
He's a fraud. He's a liar. He's disingenuous. Nigel Farage is not what he makes out to be. Like, he's the guy who caused the mass migration problem we currently have, right? Not the previous ones, because they were different rules and regulations and laws. So you can't compare the old rules mass migration problem to the new rules. But even if you wanted to, we had far better numbers for migration before Nigel Farage did what he did, and compared to afterwards. Literally, the numbers are not even close. We are far worse off after what Farage did. Far worse off. And he is not being held accountable for it. And people are going to put him in charge to fix the mess he created. Honestly, I have lost all faith in the UK people. I think 95% of the UK population literally do not have a clue how to think for themselves. They need to be spoon-fed what to think. Like a little baby, spoon-feeding them. Meow. Here's your political ideology for the day, you know, from Reform. Every day, there's some more political ideology. They have no way to think for themselves. They need to be told what to think. They are the reason this country will be ashes.
It's a private school.
Okay, that's interesting.
Can I buy this guy a drink? I don't know who he is, but if I ever meet the guy, I want to buy him a drink. This is what you need. You need somebody to stand up to the narrative. You need somebody to call it out. There you had two examples of people who were convinced that Nigel Farage is on their side because of something they saw in the media. Nigel Farage is never properly challenged by journalists. That's their job, to challenge people like Farage, Boris Johnson and others.
If anything, all the media help him to avoid questions. I literally have a video up on my channel where Nick Ferrari helped Nigel Farage avoid a very simple question. A caller asked Nigel how many voters he was meeting. Not businesses, voters. And Nigel couldn't answer it. And so Nick Ferrari helped him avoid the question. So the media and Reform are in bed together. No doubt about it, they're in bed together.
But they don't do that, so Farage and others can set the narrative. The narrative being, I'm just a working class guy, or I'm closer to the average person on the street. Nigel Farage is a multimillionaire. He earns more doing media stuff than he does as an MP.
He also has made more money from causing the migration problem that we currently suffer from, and then talking about it, than anything else. So if he ever gets power, he's not going to resolve the problem he created and stop the money. He's going to make it worse so he can talk about it more and earn more money. That's what he's going to do. These are all thick, honestly, thick.
When was the last time he did a surgery for Clacton? He doesn't care about politics unless it's something that can benefit him. He doesn't care about being an MP because he obviously doesn't look after his constituents.
No, he doesn't. That's why he got asked when he had when will he have a meeting with one of his constituents, and he couldn't answer it. Because businesses will pay him to meet him, but a constituent won't. So he won't meet the constituent, because there's nothing in it for him. Apart from he would have to do his job, you know, look after the people in his area, which he doesn't want to do. He doesn't care about that. So why, when he becomes Prime Minister, is it going to be any different? You're honestly so thick to believe he's suddenly going to change and become the greatest leader Britain's ever had. I mean, what planet he is on?
Now, Keir Starmer has a lot of defects, but at least he listens to his constituents, I presume. At least
He doesn't respond to them, but he listens.
he tries to do something for them, maybe fails, but when he was an MP, no longer Prime Minister, he doesn't have the time, but when he was an MP, he was doing surgeries, he was listening to the concerns of his constituents. Nigel Farage doesn't care about his constituents, he doesn't care about working class people unless he can use them. So there you have a perfect example, two perfect examples of individuals who were convinced that Nigel Farage was on their side because they saw something on TV. Something on TV that was unchallenged. There needs to be massive root and branch reform of the media. Otherwise, you're going to see people like Farage in the future get into positions of power because the public thought, well, he was on my side. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this, and I'll see you in the next video.
So yeah, that guy's called, I guess, Robes. I don't even know how to pronounce your name, bro. But he does a lot of political stuff on YouTube, right? Maximilian Robespierre. I'm sorry, I'm trying. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know what it is with journalists, but they're just pussies. They really are cowards who are too afraid to ask questions. So, when when politicians get challenged, you'll notice journalists will help them answer the question. They won't make them answer it. They'll help them answer it by, changing it, rewording it, changing the possible answers. It's ridiculous. Honestly, the media are helping reform, and they do it with other parties as well. So what they do is, when they suspect someone's going to get into power, or get into a position of power, they start kissing their ass. Because then they get paid, then they can get interviews, you see? So as soon as someone becomes a success or powerful, the media will start kissing their ass. Because they want to get the future guarantee of interviews. They don't care about integrity of journalism. They don't care about the truth. They care about their future income. Which is why they're always politically biased to whoever's in power. Because if the people of the government were not in power, the media would hold them to a different standard during interviews than they do because they are in power. And you can see this by when the media reflect on government actions when they lose power. Like when the Tories lost power and it became Labour, we had a good 4 months of every journalist in the country saying what they wanted to say about the Tories that they didn't have the bollocks to say while they were in power. Because these people are cowards. They're not real men and women, they're cowards. Spineless cowards. That's what all these journalists are.